Alright, friends and fans of Bob's Barn Workshop. Hey guys, gals, friends and neighbors. Here we are, back on a project that we haven't worked on in a while. We're going to change gears for just a little bit off from the Volkswagen. You remember me working on the rear end of this 67 Mustang a couple summers ago, doing the rear end gears and all that stuff, and pulling the pumpkin and doing all the bearings and yada yada yada. Well, she started clacking really bad last fall when we went to put this car away, and smoking when you accelerated. A lot of white smoke. And at first I was afraid I had a rod knock, but then I decided it must have been a stuck valve or something similar to that, or a bad lifter. So I ordered a camshaft kit and everything, an Edelbrock Performer, because this is a 302 Ford 68 engine. It's got an Edelbrock Performer manifold on it, an old classic one from back in the 60s, and it's got a newer Edelbrock 500 CFM 4-barrel on it. So I thought, well, I'll check the valves, you know. So I pulled this right valve cover off, and when I did, the rear rocker arm all the way in the rear was off the stud, and the nut was laying in the bottom. So there's a good clack. Good reason for a clack with that loosening up anyway. And it's always had a tick in it ever since I built this engine 15 years ago, and I haven't done any valve adjustments since. So I'm thinking that tick is just one of the valves that I have out of adjustment. So, long story short, I'm going to readjust all the valves today. So it means pulling both valve covers. I'm going to pull the air cleaner off. I'm going to pull the distributor and clean all the gunk off from the wires with some brake cleaner so they're nice and clean. Clean up the valve covers, the top of the engine. Do a little cosmetic surgery while we're at it. And we'll see if we can get it to run right. Now it does have a Pertronix igniter flamethrower ignition system in it, which runs phenomenal. No points, no coil, no condenser. And I bought the Pertronix high voltage coil you can see there. So, and I put all the connectors on with those heat shrinkable ring terminals, so there's no moisture weeping into the joint to make it corroded. So let me get the air cleaner off. I'm going to strip the top of the engine. I don't think you need to see me do that. That's a lot of waste of time. Air cleaner is going to come off. The distributor and cap and wires is going to come off. The valve covers is going to come off. I'm going to clean all that stuff up, and then we'll adjust the valves. I got to pull the plugs. I'm going to put all brand new plugs. I've never put new plugs in it. Duh. So it's September 22nd. Unfortunately, it's the last day of summer for us here. I'm near Buffalo, so sunset comes earlier these days. By 7 o'clock it's starting to get dark. Remember, it was light till almost 9. I've got these white loomed up so they go 1, 2, 3, 4 right towards the back, and the same thing on the other side, so I don't even need to keep track of these. Boy, are they oily. She's stuck on there good anyway. I don't even know what kind of plugs this takes. I'm going to have to, pull off one of these racing style valve cover bolts, wing nuts. Speaking of wing nuts. Alright. I got to get a box or a tray to put this stuff in. So I'm going to go in at an angle here. See if I can get this plug out. Been in there a couple of years. I'm going to run and get a set of these, of course. Actually, it's been burning great. I don't know if you can see the deposits on that. They're just a tan, just tan. And the electrodes are perfect. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with these plugs, but other than they're really, really, really old. So I guess I should just go get a set. They are 2545 auto lights. The small socket. But I don't know if you guys are just tan. The electrodes are nice and square. I mean, these plugs are really good. No carbon buildup down in the bottom. So she's been running really, really good. I guess I just thought the carb was a little bit rich. But most cruising time, I guess apparently it's okay. Alright, we're going to pull the rest of them. Well, I don't know how well you can see these, but you can see all 8 plugs. I started right with cylinder. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4 down the passenger side from the front, and then 5, 6, 7, 8 on the driver's side to the back. And I laid them out that way. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They all look exactly the same. We did rebuild this engine and re-ringed it. Although it was 15 years ago, she don't have a lot of miles on her. So I don't know if I showed you this. And one of the reasons we're having clattering and clacking on these valves, if you look really carefully where the push rod comes through that guide plate, it's worn a groove. And look at the way, how much wobble the lifter has, the rocker. And some of these are severely worn. So I just ordered a set of comp cams. These are worn. They should not wobble that much. And over here, the side that I've always had a click from, I'll move the light over, has a very severe case. There's one here. You can see a notch worn right in the side of that. I thought these were Cat. Now, don't those look like the Cat logo? I thought that was a good brand. These don't act like they're hardened. Look at how badly that one's worn. How much I can rock that. So anyway, they're on the way. New spark plugs are coming too. And we'll get this baby so she's purring like a kitten again, because I would really like to take this car and drive it down Route 66. Well, while we're waiting for, I returned those guide plates, by the way, pushrod guide plates. What can we do to move this project along a little bit? Things that have to be done. Excuse me. So, let's adjust the choke. Now, the way the choke works is the stop for it is controlled off in the cam on your throttle plate here. And when you release it, it pulls it back via a rod from the spring inside the bimetallic spring inside the coil to the flap. And it catches on the step over here on your idle screw. So that's why when they tell you you get in your car with a carburetor on a cold morning, you push the throttle down once, that will release the choke back to the closed position. Well, it seems like really too tight. So I got a feeling it should be just barely not quite even closed all the way. So there's 3 Torx screws that hold the hold down flange, and it is a number 20. And what you want to do is back off I gotta loosen up just a hair more. until your choke, see the choke start to move a little bit? I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me get you up there. Got it to the point where, see, it's just starting to open a little bit. Well, we're usually in warm weather around here, so I'm going to bring that back so she's just right there. Back to the last notch, it looks like, on the mark on here. We'll try that and see how it works. You can always adjust this later. Well, boys and girls, that kind of wraps it up for today. We can't do anything until Wednesday when the new parts come in. The new adjustable. I bought adjustable pushrod plates. Excuse me. So they should fit fine, and we'll get this thing on the road again, and be where we got to be with these. So until then, I guess we're on hold again. All right, The Good Wife. You've seen that TV show. She brought me brake cleaner. Where'd you put it? There it is. Girl went to auto zone. Alright, we're going to do this over the garbage can here. Good old brake clean. We'll see how that works. That's going to help the connection. Let's see what we got in here. Let's just make a mess. Take the brush, clean the contacts, clean the button. I'm no expert on this kind of stuff. I'm making it up as I go along. But there is a contact button in here where your rotor contacts, and then as it rotates by each one of these plug wires, of course, it sends the spark. Spark of love. Spark of love. Alright, well, look a lot better than when I started. They actually look blaze orange now instead of dirt brown practically. I think you're going to take this carb cleaner and blast the carburetor body. I don't think the carburetor is too dirty itself. I'm going to stop start so I got a different video here. All right. Like one of them Italian tune-ups. This stuff will just evaporate away, so I'm not worried about it getting in or on anything. Probably should just repaint my engine stuff completely. My engine under the hood here. Looks good though. I like it. Clean that carb off a little bit there. She looks nice now. Alright guys. You're still on, aren't you? We'll just give this a little quick wipe down here. Sazzle a little bit of that up, but as I said, that'll that's quite volatile. It will really need to get under here and detail, don't I? But it's not a show car, it's a fun car.